What's up, everybody, and welcome to, here we go with the camera angle again, right? Must be my new thing. Welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. Today, we're going to talk a little bit more about metabolic damage. And what spawned this was Jason Blaha's video talking about an individual who was claiming that he ripped him off, talking about metabolic damage. My shirt all messed up. And I just want to point out the fact that a few months ago, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, it was a hot topic. It was huge. Everybody's got metabolic damage. Oh my God, I got metabolic damage. It was a lot of women more so than men coming up going, oh my God, I gained 20 pounds of fat. I can't get it off. I have metabolic damage. And then these trainers started popping up saying, yes, you have metabolic damage. And they coined the phrase metabolic damage, which there's no such thing as metabolic adaptation, and saying, I have the key. I know how to help you. Okay? So now these girls that were in a vulnerable position because they've gained weight and felt bad about themselves hired these guys. Okay? And now what happens is they're talking about, oh, I've got the key, and they're putting up pictures of themselves, and they're saying, oh, I'm gaining weight, but I'm working with so-and-so, and that's got me back on track bullshit. And they're raising the carbs up like crazy. They're cutting back on the cardio, and these girls were getting fatter. Okay, plain and simple, they were getting fatter. But the coaches tell them, this is just the beginning, it takes time, just don't worry, we're back on track, up in the carbs, dropping the cardio, fatter. So this goes on for about 3 or 4 months. Now, if it took you 3 or 4 months to run your metabolism down in adaptation for a show, in 3 or 4 months it should be back up to where it is, but it's not. They're still gaining fat. So now what happens is some of these girls decide, they have contracts with, companies, and they're models, and they have photo shoots and all this stuff. They're like, I have to get into shape for a photo shoot. Lo and behold, one of these guys who knows how to fix metabolic damage raises the cardio and cuts the calories and gets her in shape. The exact thing that they were preaching against is how they got this girl in shape. So now you sit there and go, wait a minute, you've said that we've been doing wrong the whole time, but that's how you just got her back in shape. And all of a sudden, lo and behold, all these girls in these groups who are jumping up talking about, I have metabolic damage, me, my coach is the best, they're going to solve it, have silenced. They're not talking about it anymore. Okay? All the talk, all the hype, gone, because they're working with these coaches and they're still gaining fat. Okay? So now the coaches, they have no answers because they were supposed to have the key, but they're still telling these women, oh, it's going to take time, it's going to take time. Now these girls are starting to get privy to what's going on. They're not stupid. They've been sold a bullshit lie, and these coaches don't know how to fix it. So now what happens is someone will put up a post and be like, oh my God, I have metabolic damage. I gained 25 pounds after my competition. Whoa, what have you been eating? Well, I had fucking cupcakes from Monday to Friday as my source of food. And I washed them down with fucking milkshakes from McDonald's. And you know what? I crushed up apple pies, put them in a fucking blender with some ice cream, and made a fucking shake. Like, the most retarded shit you've ever heard is what they're doing. And then someone will go, dude, you don't have metabolic damage. You fucked up your diet and you're eating fucking 8,000 calories more than you were eating before. You're getting fat because you're shoving shit in your face. Now, lo and behold, the girls who were preaching before, they're not coming out and posting on this shit, but they're hitting like on the post over and over again because they're realizing they didn't fuck themselves up with their metabolism. Now, granted, some of these girls will have issues because some of the trainers give them T3 thyroid medication. They hand it out like it's candy with some of these trainers. That does decrease your thyroid level. And at that point, you have a 2 to 4 week kind of lag time where your body doesn't need that many calories after a show. But how many people really stick to a diet after a show? They hog wild. So on top of it, you do have essentially a form of metabolic shutdown, not damage because it can be fixed. Metabolic shutdown for a period of time while you're increasing those calories. Here's another one. Clenbuterol. So many of these girls use clenbuterol, and the coaches say, it's okay, take the clenbuterol. It's not like T3, it doesn't suppress your thyroid. Clenbuterol suppresses your thyroid too. As your body temperature starts to rise with the clenbuterol, excuse me, even if it's just 1 degree, your body compensates by lowering its thyroid levels to try to bring the body heat back down. So now here you have a point where you're on clenbuterol not really knowing what you're doing to your thyroid. Then you stop the clen. Your thyroid is still low. It doesn't all of a sudden jack back up. It takes a while for that to go back up. In the meantime, you're shoveling shit in your face over and over again. So now all of a sudden, this metabolic damage phenomenon that swept the whole fucking fitness industry has slowed down dramatically. And it's not because these people are getting in shape, because there's no more pictures, there's no more talk, there's no success stories. There's maybe one success story out of like every 50 people with metabolic damage. And now I'm finding out that these coaches are how they're getting them back into shape are reducing the calories and pushing the cardio up. The exact thing that supposedly ruined them to begin with, which means these coaches who have the key don't have the fucking key. They may have read it in a book and understand how these systems work, but in practical application, they don't know shit. It's not working. You still have the same group of girls that are fatter now, eating more calories on less cardio, and now they're depressed because they look 10 times worse than they did before, except now they're not doing any cardio. It sucks to do cardio because you're 25, 30 pounds heavier. You have to start at scratch to get your body back up and fired up. So be aware, the whole bullshit that went on with this metabolic damage, like I said before, you don't have to hire one of these guys who has the key and they understand it and they know how to fix it and they realize how bad you were fucked up. In the example of 600 calories on 2.5 hours of cardio a day, who the fuck does that? I've heard one person in the last 5 years that did that, and her trainer didn't tell her to do it. She did it on her own. So I don't know who these trainers are that these people are talking about that fuck people up, but the ones that are supposed to help them are not helping them. BioStraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below. www.biostraining.com is the blog, and we're out.